You can get instant results and you can improve these symptoms in less than 4 days. How can I lose weight during perimenopause and into menopause? What's going on? And why isn't my body working anymore? Well, it's not the end and your body isn't broken. It's just different. Yes, you can have your body back and you can have your life back without the rubbish symptoms. We just have to do things differently to the way we did when we were in our 30s. So first of all, what is perimenopause and what's menopause? Perimenopause is the transitional phase we go through prior to menopause. It's normally 3 to 5 years, but it can last up to 10 years. So if we're going through menopause at 50, we can be starting perimenopause from our late 30s, early 40s. And what about menopause? Menopause begins when we haven't had a cycle for 12 months. The symptoms we experience most likely come on gradually and then start causing havoc. We're already used to menstrual symptoms, mood swings, weight gain, bloating, discomfort and fatigue, so it's not all that unusual for the symptoms to continue on into perimenopause, and a lot of women don't even notice. But there is a transition and the body is different. Our symptoms are influenced by a mix of hormonal, metabolic, and lifestyle factors. Of course, this is the case during our 20s and 30s as well, but it's very different in our 40s and 50s. But what actually is different and what's causing the weight gain during perimenopause? The hormonal changes see big fluctuations between estrogen and progesterone. We first see irregular fluctuations and then an overall decline. This is why we see a lead up into the irregular cycles, insomnia, mood changes, and hot flushes. At the same time, we're seeing an increase in fat storage, especially around our tummy area. We also have changes in our gut microbiome at this time, and in our insulin resistance and the way our body responds to carbs and sugars, and a change in our metabolic resting rate. We have a reduced ability to build and maintain muscle. So we're losing muscle, which leads to burning less calories, sleep disruptions, night sweats, increased anxiety, leading to imbalances in our hunger hormones, our cravings, and poor fat metabolism with poor sleep. Poor sleep disturbs moods and increases cortisol, increasing fat gain, and more chances of emotional eating. What on earth then? We have no hope. Well, that's definitely not true. You can get instant results and you can improve these symptoms in less than 4 days. Nutrition, probably one of the biggest factors that we really want to pay attention to. We want to reduce the processed food, the refined carbs, the high sugars. We want to watch our caffeine and alcohol intake. We want to prioritize really good quality protein, and we really need to watch our hydration. Making small changes with your nutrition, the quantities you're eating, when you're eating, how you're eating, and specifically what you're eating, you will see changes in the first 2 days. When my ladies start on a Monday, by the Wednesday or the Thursday, they've got drastic symptomatic changes, and by the Friday on their first weigh-in, they've already lost 2 to 3 kilos. Exercise. This is a huge one. There's a massive misconception that cardio is what we need to be doing endless hours over and over at a cruisy, relaxed pace in order to burn more body fat. Cardio is great for our fitness, for our aerobic fitness, but as we're getting into our 40s and 50s, we need to be strength training. If we're working on the muscle development, we're increasing our muscle tone, we're burning more calories, we're holding off that loss of muscle mass that we're already going through, we're creating the tone and shape in our bodies that we already didn't have and wanted to improve, we're flattening our stomach, and we're helping to fight off other things that are happening as well, with things like bone density. So strength training is so important. With our cardio, we want to increase the intensity there, doing some shorter duration, high intensity cardio. You are going to feel this burn. You're going to be sweating. You're going to be burning the calories, and you're going to be getting fitter a lot faster too. Sleep. This one is so important. One of the main reasons sleep is so important is because of how much it affects our moods and how much our moods and our emotional state affects our actions. So we want to be consistent with our sleep time and with our wake time. We want to look at the other factors as well that are affecting our sleep, such as caffeine, hydration, alcohol, blue screen, and technology exposure within the last few hours before going to sleep. We also want to focus on the environment that we're sleeping in, so a dark, cool environment without too much noise is also what the body needs to fall into the best quality of sleep. Coming back to the state of mind and stress, this is so important again and has another knock-on effect with our sleep and our cortisol levels, and this is stress and mindset. We need to be focusing on how much stress we're allowing into our lives, how we're managing our stress, the time we give to mindset work, downtime, the support we're getting in our lives amongst our friends and families, a support network, how much downtime we're giving to the body, such as mobility, yoga, relaxation, or simply just lying down and doing breathing exercises. We need to stay calm, we need stress low, we need cortisol low. Finally, the last thing, which doesn't relate directly to age, we want to be doing this at any point in time if we're trying to make progress to our body transformation, and that's tracking. But it's so important to do it at this point in time so that we don't become confused in what factors are playing a role in and not getting results and what are. So we want to be tracking our nutrition, our training, our mindset, our activities during the day, and our sleep. So keep a tracking diary. If you do wear a Garmin, your Garmin tracks a lot for you, including your HRV, your sleep stress, and other balances, which give you a much more in-depth indication as to what's actually going on with your body. So tracking is so important. So those 5 points again that are so important with our weight loss during perimenopause is our nutrition, our exercise, our sleep, our stress, and tracking it all. So that's what we need to look into when we're trying to lose weight during perimenopause. That's it for me today, ladies. Thanks so much for checking in. Remember to like and subscribe and share with any of your girlfriends who need to know this right now. Catch you on the next one, ladies. Train hard, eat well, be happy.